I just wanted to kind of see like if you were in good spirits.
This is like a box.
I just wanted to kind of see like if you were in good spirits. This is like a box of him. Lil Durk has never hidden his struggles with jail life. Now, fresh footage has surfaced showing Durk and his homie in rough conditions and fans are worried. Word is Durk's enemies are closing in on him behind bars. Let's get into it. The viral footage. Lil Durk is having it rough in jail and the new footage shows exactly that, which isn't surprising. Durk is stuck behind bars at MDC Los Angeles, a facility with a notorious reputation. From suicides and violence to corrupt guards smuggling and contraband, the place has even been called barbaric by judges. For Durk, that means every day inside comes with real danger. Not just from his ops, but from the jail itself. And with the number of enemies Durk has made over the years, it's safe to say life behind those walls is far from comfortable. In one of the most circulated phone calls making rounds on the timeline, we hear Durk chopping it up with DJ academics, giving rare insight into his mental state while he's facing these life-changing charges. "I've been good, man. Mentally, spiritually, I've been on top of my." That statement delivered with that signature Durk composure shows the mentality that's kept him solid through every storm in his career. But underneath that tough exterior is a man wrestling with the possibility of spending the rest of his days behind bars, separated from his shorties, his Queen India Royale, and the music empire he's been building for over a decade straight. The conversation gets deeper when Durk starts expressing gratitude for all the prayers and love he's receiving while also keeping it a stack about how harsh federal detention really is. This like a box of air. We don't get no news, no talk, no nothing. If you don't call or somebody say it to you on the computer, it's a wrap. These words paint a cold picture of that isolation that comes with federal time where any word from the outside world becomes more precious than gold. But what's really showing growth is Durk's discussion about his spiritual journey while locked down. The rapper, who's been getting more vocal about his Muslim faith, talks about learning Arabic from other inmates and staying committed to prayer and religious study. "I ain't really on too much of nothing, bro. I don't even be thinking about the outside. I seen your father like, he was speaking about you and, it brought me back to the conversation we had." This spiritual awakening behind the wall reflects what we've been seeing throughout Durk's recent career moves where he's been trying to balance that street credibility with messages of peace and uplifting the community. While incarcerated, Durk has reportedly focused on a message of peace and community work through his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation, though some partnerships got severed because of the charges. But Durk ain't facing this federal nightmare by his lonely. The viral footage and communications also put the spotlight on the fact that multiple members of his Only the Family collective are currently locked up right beside him, creating what basically amounts to the complete destruction of one of Chicago's most influential hip-hop organizations. Durk was arrested alongside 5 co-defendants, all affiliates of his Only the Family collective, who are charged in the same conspiracy. These dudes, who were once part of Durk's inner circle, are now facing the same life-changing charges and the same potential life bids. Kevin London Grant, known on the block as Cuz or Vonnie, is probably the most significant of Durk's co-defendants. Age 28, from Atlanta, but originally from Chicago, Grant is described as a high-ranking F associate in one of Durk's day ones. The federal paperwork alleges that he played a crucial role in coordinating the logistics of the alleged murder-for-hire plot, including coping ski masks, renting whips, and providing straps, one of which was allegedly converted to full auto. Most damaging to his case is the allegation that Grant allegedly used Lil Durk's plastic to book a hotel room for the crew and flew to LA on a private jet with Durk the day before the shooting. He's currently sitting in federal custody in Illinois, waiting to get shipped to LA. DeAndre Dantrell Wilson, also known as DD, represents another key player in the alleged conspiracy. Age 33, from Chicago. Wilson is described as an F member who handled the bread and travel arrangements. Federal prosecutors alleged that he helped book one-way flights from Chicago to San Diego for the hit squad using linked funds and coordinated their drive to Los Angeles. The fact that these were one-way flights suggests the alleged participants either didn't expect to make it back or planned to disappear after the shooting. Wilson is locked up in federal custody in Illinois. His other homies, including Boogie, Brown A's, and Flacca, are currently doing time behind bars for the same operation. What makes the situation even more tragic is that these dudes were all arrested in Chicago on October 24, 2024, shortly before Lil Durk's arrest in Florida while attempting to flee the country. The timing suggests that federal authorities coordinated a massive takedown operation, snatching up the alleged conspirators before grabbing the man they claim was calling the shots. But the incarceration of F members extends beyond just this federal case. Several other affiliates have been arrested in August 2025 on unrelated charges amid speculation of heightened scrutiny on the crew following Lil Durk's case. Funa got picked up on August 2, 2025 in Chicago charged with burglary, murder, and disposing of a body in a church. Specifically, the killing of Oscar Oz Cruz, whose body was allegedly dumped after being shot 17 times. This case appears separate from the federal plot, but adds to the wave of legal troubles for Boone. Mo also got jammed up in August 2025 for possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. Assigned F artist and collaborator with Lil Durk, he's been in custody since the arrest and faces potential prison time if convicted. Meanwhile, DJ Bands, who served as Lil Durk's official DJ and producer, got knocked in August 2025 for marijuana possession and a probation violation. Reports indicate this is tied to drugs found during a routine check violating his probation from prior offenses. However, in May 2025, prosecutors presented evidence that Durk had violated jail rules by using at least 13 other inmates' phone accounts to make calls, including unauthorized three-way conversations. This behavior was described by the judge as showing a disrespect for the rules, undermining arguments for his release, even with a proposed $4.50 million bail package that included strict conditions like house arrest and private security. The prosecution's argument was cold but devastating. If Durk couldn't follow basic jail protocols, how could he be trusted to comply with pre-trial release terms? This violation of phone privileges would prove to be just one of many leaked communications that would eventually surface online, creating a goldmine of content for social media users and hip-hop commentators. The Fed's master plan, wires, snitches, and life sentences. The foundation of the federal case against Durk rests on allegations that are as wild as they are comprehensive. Prosecutors alleged that Durk orchestrated the scheme, offering money and music industry opportunities to F members to carry out the hit on Quando Rondo. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment street beef gone wrong, but rather what authorities described as a calculated multi-state conspiracy that involved serious planning, major bread, and the coordination of multiple players across different cities. The investigation has revealed disturbing details about how the alleged plot went down. 5 associates traveled from Chicago to Los Angeles using Durk's credit card for flights and accommodations, and attempted the assassination using firearms, including one equipped with a machine gun conversion device. The level of organization and resources involved suggests this was far from some random street violence. The investigation has reportedly generated over 200,000 pages of evidence, including financial records, travel documents, surveillance footage, and most damaging of all, recordings made by a confidential informant who had been wearing a wire for several years. But even more chilling than the government's evidence are the communications that have emerged from Durk's ops while he's been locked up. In one disturbing viral video, an individual claiming to be Durk's enemy makes a shocking threat that demonstrates the level of violence and hatred surrounding this case. "'Cause if I get home before him, I'ma kill his kids. Stop playing with me. You say if you get home before him, you going to kill his kids. Come on, gang. Hey, it is what it is. Come on, gang. You been jail. I need him to get home. Come on, gang." This threat against Durk's shorties illustrates just how deadly serious the street conflicts are that federal prosecutors allege motivated the murder-for-hire plot. The identity of the federal government's key informant has become one of the most discussed aspects of the case in hip-hop circles. The case heavily relies on evidence from a confidential informant within who reportedly wore a wire for several years to gather incriminating recordings and details linking Lil Durk to the plot. While rumors and reports widely identify this informant as Jam, a longtime member who was released from prison in 2022 after serving a 12-year sentence for attempted murder. The informant's identity remains officially undisclosed in public court documents. The story of this alleged informant adds a layer of betrayal that has the hip-hop community shook. In a resurfaced 2023 interview, Jam credited Lil Durk for supporting him.